Okay, this is a training video for striping, and we're going to use one of my jobs as an example. So we always follow the video checklist, which was last updated on May 14th, 2019, and this is on file in Google Drive. Typically, you start your video off from your car with all your information, showing a map of the place, and so we're going to go through these first 4 numbers, and then we're going to jump through the next 10. Okay, so you can push pause if you want. All right, so this is job number 25570. It's Infinity of Linwood, and our contact, his name is B. We've been out here on this property before doing curb repairs and striping, so we're going to be doing some other repairs out here, but I'm using this video strictly for the striping. The striping out here is pretty faded. The lot, it's fairly clean, but we need to bring a snuffy out here. We don't need a power wash out here, but we definitely need to bring the snuffy out here to go over some of the areas where the lines have maybe a little bit of moss on it or a little bit of debris. Okay, this job has to be done in phases. Working hours, we can work through the week if we want to. It's probably the best time. Weekend, people like to shop. This is Infinity, so weekdays would probably do great, but we will have to do this in phases because there's not a lot of places for them to put all their cars. All right. They want to get this work done before the end of the year. They'd like to clean this place up, make it look bright and shiny. So we're hoping probably sometime in September, October at the latest. Budget. Let's move down to the next section here on the budget. There's not a budget right now that's been given to me. I looked at Workman's dashboard and I didn't see any old bids to see if their quantities were in there or pricing. So this is our first shot at pricing out the whole thing. Obstacles, it's cars for the most part. There's really no carports. The surroundings, we have Audi and Northwest Motorsports, which is kind of nearby. Traffic control, we don't really need to do any traffic control. Some of the striping is on the hill. Actually, a majority of it is all on a sloped hill. There's a couple flat areas, but most of it's sloped. Okay. It's always good to show a map of your surroundings. The boundaries to which the striping is. So there's one entrance coming into the property. If you go over this direction, you've got Audi, and then you got Northwest Motorsports down here. So when you come into the entrance, you take a left. Everything on the left here and coming in, going all the way up into this lot, and then coming right back down is Infinity's. There's like a line right here and a fence that goes into Audi, which this is not part of the scope. So there's our boundary for the striping. So there's 2 ways you can do your quantities. You can write it down if you've got legible writing, and I like Tom's, then you can write it down and do it like this. And the inside estimator can push pause and then write down all the quantities. Otherwise, you could also do an audio and upload the audio to Workman's, and the inside estimator can get the quantities that way. Whenever they're stenciling out here, it's important to know the size of the stencil. If it looks like a custom type stencil, you'll want to make sure you get a picture of it or a video of what it looks like. Some of the things that stand out as custom are arrows. Arrows can be different. They can have different size tails. They can be elongated. So you want to know that. You want to know the fire lane stenciling, what that looks like. You also want to mention the color on a lot of your stuff as well. Stall numbering is one. And that's basically it. Yellow speed bumps, you kind of want to mention how wide each speed bump is. And then you got the footage. ADA symbols, sometimes they're just the white stencil, sometimes they have the blue background. So you want to make sure you indicate what they are. So I'm going to go through this list. first, and then I'm going to kind of show you a couple things that were very customary out there. So, yellow painted speed bumps, they're 2 foot wide, but there's 60 feet and 20 feet. There's multiple areas out there, so there's probably 6 speed bumps that equal out to 80 feet. The ADA symbols are white with a blue background, and there's 2. 4-inch yellow line, that is the fire lane that surrounds the main drive aisle going all the way around the property on both sides of the road, and that's 1,727 feet. Stalls are white, the 4-inch, and they're all 18-foot length. There's 5 plus 53 plus 16. That's how many stalls there are, and the stalls are 18 feet in length on each. There's a customer stencil that's out here, and it's very interesting. So my contact says we have to do like a capital C, and then the rest of it's lowercase. He says, do it however you want. So I said, all right, we're going to do a 12-inch C, for the customer. There's 8 of those. And then we're going to do 10-inch USTOMER. 8 of those. Okay. Right now, the customer stencil looks like that. So it's very customized. They do not have this stencil. So he said you can do it however you want. In order to do that, we have to black out these customer stencils here. So we'll have to black all these out by making a rectangular box. You're looking at just maybe a couple gallons of black to do this. So like a couple gallons of black to get this all blacked out. And then we'll put in a 12-inch C, and then the rest of it's going to be 10-inch. Your fire lane is 12-inch, okay? That's what you see. You see the 4-inch yellow line here in the parking lot. You see the speed bumps, okay? The last thing I want to show you, actually I'll go through the quantities here real quick to finish this off. But you've got the 12-inch MPFL stencils, which is no parking fire lane. They're yellow. It's 5 plus 6. Arrows, they have a 12-inch wide tail. There's 2 arrows. White painted crosshatch, which is 4-inch, 80 feet plus 40 feet plus 60 feet. I scratched out the no parking there. Parallel stalls. Each parallel stall is 6 foot in length, and there was 2 of those, 2 lines. Then there were some 12-inch stall numbers, 1 through 53. 53 sets. Okay. I'm going to show you what the arrow looks like. So I'm at the service area. You can see this is where some of this cross hatching is at. But your standard arrow looks like this. It's got a 12-inch wide tail, but the head of the arrow is a pretty standard arrow that we use. So our striping crew will know that's a pretty standard arrow. I put 2 of them on there. It looks like there's one that's faded here, but I don't think we need to do that one. I think we just need to do that one and that one. And we don't do those stencils up there. Okay? Most of your stall striping is back behind the building. And then there's some up here in the front. And that's pretty much it. But we'll probably have to do this in phases. So we'll probably have to do this in 2 phases when we go to do this striping. Okay? So it'll be 2 pretty short days to do this, but I don't think they're going to be able to remove all the stalls up there or all the cars to get all the striping. So figure 2 days of striping in here. 2 pretty quick days, so 2 8-hour days would probably be enough for this job. Okay? There you have it. Any other questions, let me know.